Hi Bears fans, I'm Bellissimo. This is Khalid Kareem, the defensive end that we picked up on waivers today. You're looking at the All-22 of the game against the Bears. I have looked at the other two All-22 games as well, but what I see on videotape, sadly on the All-22, does not appear to be an upgrade over either Damian Lewis, who we've released, or Trevis Gipson, who we've released at defensive end. But obviously he must have shown something in joint practice. So again, just to highlight, here he is against 73 on the Bears in the preseason. I'm not even sure who that was. I think it's like the third offensive tackle. So what you see here is obviously it's just play action away. He does manage to get pressure on Peterman, so that shows you how far into the game it is, like fourth quarter. Pressure on Peterman here, so it's one of his pressures from the game, but he's unblocked, zone away. Tight end gets absolutely nothing on him, free release. So zone away, gets absolutely nothing on him. Free run to the quarterback, you'd expect him to make a play in that position. Into the next play, we actually see him sort of as a wide 9 end against number 73. Again, we're going to roll into it. So again, in terms of get off, what are we actually getting? We're getting like a sort of a twist. So it's an a TE twist. So what we're saying is we're going up there like this with both of these, and then we're coming and looping around to try and get on the quarterback. So that's basically the way it's drawn up. So you see that initial inside move, so it's actually its end tackle twist. So he's trying to occupy both. We get that inside move, loop around. The opposite this side, loop around. So it's a loop inside this way and a loop outside this way. That's the way it's drawn up. Is he doing his job? Yeah, gets in onto the guard there. Centre comes, Dieter Eisner comes and helps out, just absolutely stops him dead. Dieter gets a piece of him. He's really going nowhere. Then he's left free. Peterman kind of runs into it. This is his one sack for the Bears. Very late in the fourth quarter. That's what he got. That's his one sack. Next play a little bit earlier in the game. So we're kind of going backwards on the timeline because he's got his sack right towards the end of the game. There he is. Going to roll into it. Again, this time you can see it's Aviante Collins, I believe, the 74. Tackle zone towards, so you're getting kind of a double look here. Outside zone sort of block here. So rolling into it, we're just going to go frame by frame. What I do like to see sort of here is what you want to see is half in the man really. Square contacts, he's keeping outside leverage, maintaining outside leverage, you don't mind that. And you see him pull to try and get him past him, but there's no sort of disconnect with the arms there, kind of just leaves his arms in, which is why he's not free, but he does come in, arm on the ball, makes the tackle there. So not the best rep, not the worst rep there on a zone towards him, zone run towards him, as you see it go back here. So looking at that, he's conceding ground initially, so he's getting blocked and moved out of the way. He uses that momentum against him because the tackle gets a little bit top heavy, pulls him, rips round, gets to the inside, makes the tackle. So on to the next rep. We see him here. Rolling into the play again. What are we going to see? Obviously, what looks like pass pro initially because so many people in 2-point snaps, 2-point stances. So getting sort of a counter type motion here with that lead. Looks like a sort of zone going this way. Let's see what we get. What you see here is he's very much looking across this way of the field towards Peterman, who's doing that sort of toss action, doesn't get it, doesn't get a piece of the running back, chasing down on Peterman, gets outside him. Is he going to make the tackle? No, he's not. Peterman gets another 4 yards. Not a great rep there, again, considering he was completely unblocked. Here we see him this time, again lined up at left end. I think Trevis Gipson has shown more from that position, if I'm being honest, but we'll get into it. Up against Larry Borum, he really had a torrid time with Larry, to be honest. So, what technique is he showing initially? So he's kind of trying to do, he's kind of half and half in really. He's trying to do a speed rush to the outside, doesn't make contact. Larry's just patient with his hands, just waits for him, like flashes one hand to chop it down. Larry, that is, doesn't come for it. He's just sort of sat on the outside, just passive, just not really going to get a win. Here we see him against, I think this is Carlson, the tight end. Against him, again, very early release for good reason. But zone away, that sort of toss, zone away. What you do like to see is like the old hits philosophy, because that seems to be so important to Flus. See him here sort of chasing it down from the backside. Back cuts back towards him. Gets in position. Poor technique for a body position for attacking. Really, he's going to get folded really against a bigger back, which he kind of does. He's basically sacrificing his body in the tackle. Sits down, lets the back run over the top of him really. But again, makes the tackle. So good kudos on the pursuit. But the tackle technique was not great. Rolling into it again, we got Carlson at the tight end, Larry Borum at tackle. Left with Carlson one-on-one, gets his hands to the inside. Tries to pull him around. Struggle releasing again. Chasing down and tries to get on the stat sheet by putting his hands on the player. At the outside again. Motion comes towards him. Goes zone away again, zone away. Play action again, so it's that boot again. So you see, this is Bajent is actually going against this time. So again, he's caught looking inside initially, realises Bajent's got the ball. Then starts sort of running towards where Bajent's going towards. Bajent is just a little bit too quick for him. Over pursue, so bad pursuit angle ends up doing this rather than just coming from wide to in to make him come back. If it's boot action, they're always going to go deep and round the back like that. So what you want actually to do is kind of force them, meet them at their own game, force them to come back inside by kind of mirroring. If you do this, they're going to be quicker than you are, which is what he does. Doesn't get there. Nice completion to, I think it's Simba Webster, who's been cut. So again, on the outside, we're flying through this because I don't think it really deserves much more time than this. We'll see what it's like. Hopefully he plays well for the Bears and he shows why Trevis Gipson and Damian Lewis have been released. At the moment, I'm not really seeing it on this All-22 example. Again, it's that wide set sort of speed to power. You see him trying to do a speed to power. He does get the inside shoulder of Larry, but Larry recovers. Guard comes over. Nothing much doing. It's a fairly quick release. We'll call that, an even rep. Motion comes towards. He's here as the left end again. It's Carlson again. Okay, it's kind of, he's pinching in and we're getting a pull round the back and we're not recognising this. Fullback's coming in. He's the outside man at the end of the day. He's supposed to be playing contain. He is actually fighting there once he gets to the inside, but he comes inside on Carlson, the tight end, and he's struggling to get off the block. Fullback gets onto him. It doesn't really affect the play in any way, shape or form, despite the fact it's coming towards him. Here he is again against the tight end. Borum's looking his way, so it kind of makes me think that the tight end might be leaving. Tight end gets a free release to the outside. Again, I personally don't like to see free releases to tight ends when you've got someone lined over them. But again, kind of almost looks a bit like their running game, a stunt, which it is. It seems to be some sort of really wide loop stunt, but I don't see the suddenness of the footwork. He's just a little bit slow, a little bit ponderous to change direction, come back around, a little bit high when he's running around the back there. Not really doing much of anything, to be honest. Next rep. Again, he's sort of pushing towards the outside. That was my son laughing in the background. No, he hasn't seen the tape. He's just watching. He's watching something else. Again, Larry just gets to his pads. It's so lightweight. It goes straight to the ground. And that's on AstroTurf at the end of the day. So, not a great rep. Getting into this one. Again, 2-point stance. Motion comes towards. We see that they're in man on defence this time. So he does actually widen, but again he's against tight end and tackle. Here we see jet motion, which somebody should be screaming jet motion on the defence, you would think. He's got his hands out. That's an absolutely awful position to take the ball, I have to say. The running back coach would be horrified. Breadbasket's the ball, but he's caught inside looking. At the end of the day, he's sort of crashing down as that backside end. What you normally do is you go up and then you squeeze down, but he's sort of just crashing straight down the line of scrimmage. Never going to catch Simba Webster from that point. But there you go, at least he's running, he's not slowing down. That seems to be the most important thing, not whether he can affect the run or pass. Here we see him against tight end again, just to highlight him. Khalid Kareem. Again, it's that sort of push-pull. He gets absolutely launched at the end by the tight end. So push-pull against tight end, you'd expect to win this all day of the week, but he just gets to his pads again. You see Carlson just gets straight to his pads, inside position, on his pads, way too upright for a defensive end for me. Push pull, kind of gets around the back, gets launched at the end, not really affecting much of anything. Foreman gets some extra 5-6 yards. Left defensive end kind of wide 9 technique, showing a double A gap bluff here. Roll into it. PJ Walker. So the bluff comes. 59 is obviously the spy. We got body on body at the end of the day. I mean, they've got enough in here to call a protection, but he's against Larry Borum on this left hand side, as you see here. In terms of what's the rush plan, it just seems to be wide contained, to be honest. And then again, just neutralised straight away. And that's it. That's the sum of the action that we saw from Khalid Kareem against the Bears. I have looked at the other 2 games as well, which I'm willing to put up if there's enough likes on this. Let's say this gets to 500 likes. I might put up that video, but I don't see it getting to that point. For me, having seen what Lewis did in the preseason, Trevis Gipson, it's not an inspiring signing. We wait to see. Obviously, he's a Bear now, so I'm going to cheer for him. Hope he does well. But for me, kind of low grade backup. I don't see him pushing for a starting position anytime soon. With that, take care of each other. Bear down. This is me, Bellissimo out.
Anyway, ciao.